Hey guys, AniCrunch here, and we're back with Hannibal episode 2. I'm excited to see where this season is going to go. Like, I absolutely have no clue. I think, like I said, I just want to know if anyone's alive, but I don't know if they are. And I'm just curious if it's going to be like Hannibal's adventure. I love how we had Knock Off Will last episode, didn't we? Where he got murdered straight away. He was like, oh, I knew what sort of person you are, Hannibal. We're bam on the back of the head. You're not his Will. Thought that was great. But a nice opening, but obviously beautifully shot as always. No, I'm excited to see where they're going to take this season. This is going to be an interesting season because I don't have a fucking clue what they're going to do. I'm guessing we're going to follow Hannibal as the main character, which will be pretty interesting. But we will find out as we continue our journey. But I'm going to jump into it, guys. So guys, if you enjoyed the reaction, leave a like, subscribe. We'll go over the Patreon comments at the end. And let's jump into this. 3, 2, 1, in front of my thingy. I can't. I've only killed anyone who had residence. 2 people later. Oh, it's just for Abigail, wasn't it? Oh no, this is the fucking... That's Jack. Just remember this before it gets gutted. I don't want to see this again. They're actually going to show it again. Mate, the amount of pain in his voice. Oh. You see in Hannibal's eyes again. Look at that fucking sorrow. It's not voice acting, but the voices, it's so good. Like, you can just hear like the actual pain. Oh, he's such a good actor. Oh, man, he's honestly such a good actor. Already have. This is my favourite line. Oh, that's such a good line. Oh, hell of a, I don't care if you've seen this whole scene. It's just like, oh, such a good scene. It's so painful.
Circumstance have returned us to this moment.
Oh, mate.
When the teacup shatters.
Oh, this is probably one of my favourite on-screen relationships. It's so weird. Of all relationships. Please wake up in the hospital room. Hospital room. That's just that imagery of Will's mental state. Oh, it's repairing now. Does that mean he's alive? Hospital room! Let's go! Yes! I'm so glad he's alive. Oh, thank fuck for that. Does that mean we're going to follow Will's perspective? Oh, please. Oh, mate, I'm so glad. Oh, so good. Oh, the key coming back together. I'm so happy. Yes. Is it Bloom? I think she's crippled now because she broke her back. Well, she's running out the window. Abigail was alive as well. What? How has she survived that twice? Fuck it. What Abigail was made out of something, man. She's made out of titanium alloy. Or she's just got a shit ton of... How is she still alive? Abigail must have so much blood. She survived that hot thing twice. Hannibal must have purposely not cut all the way then, because if he cut like literally all the way, there's no way she would have survived. But I thought he did, so because I thought he put, because originally she got cut like there, then it stopped. So yeah, he could stop that. But the whole way through, and no one holding her neck, depending on how quickly they got there, I'm quite surprised she's alive. No, I'm just happy Will's alive. Yeah, he's cut all the way around the neck. How the fuck did she survive?
They told me he knew exactly how to cut me. They said it was surgical.
I always fucking forget. I always fucking forget he's a bloody surgeon, isn't he? I always forget that detail. Of course he knows exactly how to... I just assume like it's done by some normal person all the time, and I forget he's a fucking surgeon, of course.
That's where I met this man.
Okay, I wasn't sure. I would have got a real photo.
The monster of Florence.
Mate, Hannibal making names around everywhere, you know?
Success comes.
Are we going to recreate? Vroom. Vroom. Let's go do it. Is there a thing going to come out of it? Yeah, the black thing. Think? Oh no. Oh my god. Oh, that's what he stitched up all the arms and legs. Oh no, it's a stag. Ah! The imagery in the show sometimes. I definitely say that's the most fucked up imagery of the stag so far.
How did he know we were here?
I didn't.
The stag is fascinating. Season 1 it was dead passive. Season 2 it was like super active. And season 3 it's just like it died and now it's been
He
reborn.
misses us.
That's weird. Oh, I bet there's must be so many meanings behind everything.
Hannibal follows the only place I could make for you.
Ah! I don't need to see that. I love how I look that side, but I can still see it in ABS. The imagery never got less grim through the show, that's for sure. Wait, that's a dead body, so is she dead? Oh, is like she like not actually there? Where's anyone? No one's interacted with her yet. Yeah, that was a body bag. She's dead. I was going to say, her throat was way too caught. Yeah, it's part of his... It's because it threw me off because the doctor was like, oh, here's someone here to visit you. But I guess it could have been someone else. It could have been Bloom, maybe. Oh, and that's why Hannibal only saw... That's why he only saw Will there. What are they doing to her? What's with the hook on her autopsy? I'm still curious. What's happened to Jack?
You could possibly be content. You and I carried the dead with us, Senor Graham. We both need to unburden. Why don't you carry your dead back to the jail? Before you count yourself among them.
Ooh, cold!
You are already dead, aren't you? Buonanotte, Commendatore.
So dramatic. You had to do that for effect. And he's dead. Oh, Hannibal's there. This is so intense.
I forgive you.
Oh. I love that's like the ending of the Your Name movie. It's just like they're trying to find each other. I forgive you. Oh. Hannibal forgives him. Interesting. God, they're such good fucking actors, aren't they? They're like the best duo. Right. So, episode of Hannibal. Will's back, baby! No, it's nice to see Will back, but he has seen a dead Abigail, so that's not good. I should have guessed that was going to be the case from the start. I was like, even with Hannibal's, I could believe it, because I wouldn't put it past Hannibal, but even then I'd be like, there's no way she survived the throat being cut wide open. Will survived now, I'm so fucking glad about. We don't know what's happened to Alon or Jack either, so that's interesting. I wonder if that's going to come up. This new cop guy, he could be interesting. Hannibal's not going to make this easy for Will, so I look forward to see how their the first big interaction's going to be. Stag imagery, fucking hell, that was terrifying. But it's like is it because it like the relationship died off and now it's making a comeback and it's been reborn? But yeah, because it's like the stag can represent so much. Depends how you look at it. Like, at first, I always thought it was like Will's mental state and then Will, but then I see it as like Will and Hannibal's relationship, and then when obviously he stabbed Will, the relationship died per se, like the dark side was long, and then you have the creepy man, well, the humanoid one, which was really weird. It's like, oh, he could represent stuff in so many different ways, and no like sort of right or wrong answer. We'll have a gander at the Patreon comments, as I know you guys. Kip, today is my birthday, so it's fun to get in to watch this today, officially 28. I have been a fan of Hannibal since I was 19. Wow, almost 10 years. Well, happy birthday. I know your birthday's past now, but happy birthday for last week. I hope it was a good time. And yeah, it's so weird when you think about that. It's like when I watched Lord of the Rings, I was like, that's like 20 odd years ago now. It's so weird. Oh, it's so weird to think about like how old we were when we first started watching shows. Like, there's some shows where I watched them as a kid and they're still airing. It's like, it's weird, isn't it? Oh man, I'm 27 this year. Oh, we're getting close to the big 3-0, aren't we? I think we're already in this episode. You can kind of see the difference the way they're filming it. It's still gorgeous as always, but I remember it feeling different when I first saw it. Also, they are actually in Italy. Yes, I fuck's sake, man. Being an idiot. The first scene was in France, which is where Hannibal met Antonio. Anthony, he killed Roman and his wife, so he and Bella could take their identities. Then they went to Italy, where Hannibal killed the museum. Is it Cupta? I can't even read today. Why can't I say that word? Curator, that's it. Fucking hell. Applied using Roman's name and credentials, got the job, and then Anthony shows up, and suddenly this dude he met once is pretending as if Roman fell. It's a little hard to realise just because they suddenly switched to France to Italy without telling you, but they are speaking Italian through the episode. I do wish they subbed the Italian. I think other sites like Netflix did when it was on Netflix, but I could be wrong. I'm glad that that's cleared up. So it was in France. That's why. I wonder why I had some projection why it was in France. When you play Will and Anthony and Will, it makes me laugh. The fandom calls Anthony the off-brand Will, a cheap imitation. Clearly, Hannibal has no interest in, and he wants the name brand Will. My guy don't want that store brand Weetabix. You know what I'm saying? I love the scene between Bella and Hannibal after he hit Anthony. He was asking her if she was observing or participating. She's trying to deny that she has any role in this, but I believe it's hinted that she is the one who called Roman here. And I mean, observing someone, well, she took the identity. She didn't have to do any of that. So Being murdered right in front of you is fairly close to participating, and he was right. She thought about it over their reaction, figured that was exactly what would happen, and now it's happening. It's participation. The scariest thing, Hannibal persuades manipulator that he uses the truth in order to do it. Yeah, because she really wants to avoid being manipulated. Like, she's aware of it, but she doesn't. It's just like how way he does it is just so good. So it's very interesting, the first episode of the season, because it's no way to tell you what sort of storyline the season's going to have. We see Hannibal in Europe. He uses issues as anti. Ran out of camera space there. Where does it go? Maybe we'll have a better understanding after episode 2. Well, we do. Will showing up, didn't he? Speaking of which, I think you were really going to like episode 2. Like, episode 2 is very, very good. I wonder why I like episode 2. Because Will was alive! What you said about the long comments, especially when they avoid spoilers, yeah, I try very hard to avoid spoilers. Like I say, spoilers are hard because some people don't see something as a spoiler, where some person would, so it's always difficult. Or even give hints in my comments. Hints are always a tricky thing, because people try and be so stealthy with the hints, and it's just like, yeah, you're being very obvious where it's going to go, you know what I mean? It's just like, say I do a theory, and it's just be like, I've had it before where I've done a theory, and it's been on now, and someone goes, oh, you've clearly watched the show before, and then I'm just like, oh no. Because they did it during, I think it was Yu Hakusho, someone was like, oh, you've guessed it way too accurately, you clearly know where it's going, you clearly watched it before, and I was just like, you've just spoiled the show for me, because you just confirmed what I said actually happens, and I was just so mad. I was just like, oh, why do you think I've watched the show? I haven't watched the show. It was a predictable show. Don't get me wrong, I love Yu Hakusho, but I mean, it was very predictable in the way the storylines goes, but then telling me that what I was saying was right is just spoiling the show for me, because they just assumed I've watched the show before. I was like, no, I haven't watched the show. It's just I've watched lots of shows like it and know how the story's going to go. Oh, triggered. I just like both things myself, because I really prefer to be surprised. Even with trigger warnings, I have no triggers, so I personally don't really like them. Yeah, I don't really have trigger warnings either. I'm up for watching out. Or often use them, or as a sort of plot line. Okay, let me read/watch it instead. It's always more fun if you go to buy things blind, only ever hearing if something's good and then making up your own mind. And how you feel about it. Yeah, no, I fully agree. Like, I love going in blind. Well, I have to go in blind as well. That's why I tend to. I'm glad. The reason I do a lot more live action, I tend to do anime these days, is because I've watched so much anime, whereas I've not really watched live action. So there's lots of series that's popular I've never watched. So it's always like, oh, I get to finally get my own opinion on them. Like Sex Ed, like, I don't know how popular that is. I've been watching it. He's just finally watching it and like blown away by it. And it's like, I love going in blind, just being pleasantly surprised. I do try and dampen my expectations with series, because there's nothing worse than going in with such high expectations for a series and then being thoroughly disappointed. So I tend to just like try and go in neutral all the time, but sometimes I do get influenced by like the hype, and it's just stuff that happens, and you just sort of watch it like, why is this so popular? So yeah, it depends. I find that, yes, I love how fiction has made its way. You absolutely love the most horrendous characters like Hannibal. Absolutely love them, adore them. If he was real, of course, put the fucker in jail. Basically, is so true. It's just like, well, I don't get. It's just like, that fucker's going straight in jail. Hannibal fucking crazy. Yeah, I love it. No, thanks you for the comment, and yeah, hope you had a good birthday. Megaport. I'm actually surprised people said season 3 was the weakest. See, I've just I don't know. That's what I just got told. Like, it's YouTube comments or comments in general. I always find season 1 the weakest, and I guess it comes down to preference. From the start, you kind of know what the season is going to be like. Very slow burn, a hot seat, and very different from season 1 structure. If you enjoy this episode, you're not going to have any issues then, I don't think. Yeah, no, I think I'm going to enjoy this just because I love the artsy side of Hannibal. One thing I really love about Hannibal as well, I love the episodic cases, don't get me wrong, and I do hope we maybe get a few in this. But really, if we're just really focused on Will and Hannibal, I think I'm going to love that quite a lot. And yeah, no, I look forward to see where the season's going to go. Like I said, I think this is just going to be a taste, seeing like Will again, sort of his mental state with Abby at the moment, seeing him forgive Hannibal, but doesn't really know what he's going to do when he meets Hannibal. There's so many variables, and you got this cop involved, and you got Hannibal and Bella, which is going on in their own little story at the moment. So it's like, I'm curious if the show's going to switch perspectives between Hannibal and Will, or would it just stay as Will's perspective now? Because it was actually really nice getting a Hannibal episode from his perspective, and I hope we get another one from his perspective. That'd be really fucking cool. But yeah, hopefully you guys enjoyed the reaction. Maybe like, subscribe, and peace.